Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre and Wonderful Food Items and the Blind Tiger's marvellous alcoholic fruit drinks.
Brendan's learning Spanish from an app.
Go back to that for a second there. How come you're learning Spanish, Brendan?
Don't be asking him direct questions because you know he's not going to mic. And we're not giving him one either.
Okay.
He's got his own podcast.
Forget about it, Brendan. Never mind. Ray, how are you keeping? How's things?
It's fine.
That's
but
good.
I am perplexed as to why he's learning the Spanish.
Which we can't ask him, Ray. You just said we're not allowed to ask him about it. Brendan. No, can't ask you. Shut up. Episode 137.
You do that to me every now and again.
Yeah, because you do it to me. You're like, why are you doing that thing that you're doing right now? So I have to go, yeah, no bother, actually, you're right. Let's not try and explore an avenue of crack. You're right.
But then you make me feel really bad.
It doesn't. We can't explore that avenue of crack.
But we could have.
Brendan. What? No, I can't hear you, man. Forget about it. It's a waste of time. Come here.
You can't tell you how shite you make me feel in situations like
Brendan,
that.
do you want to seriously? I can't fucking hear. I can't hear him.
Oh, you're a
It's a waste of time.
Oh, I'm going for you now.
Come here. We let people know what's happening. Brendan, all of a sudden, all I heard was, Señoras y señores. Did you ever listen to Spanish radio when you're on holiday? They're not talking. They're not. Like, I think they're pulling the wool over foreigners' eyes. And when we land in, they go, put on the joke radio station.
Do you think that all the rental cars are tuned to a joke?
Yeah, no, but they just go, they're Irish. Put on the joke one, put on the joke one. And it's just a fella going, like, that can't be words. Like,
no.
Surely not. Come here. I was going to say something else as well now, building up to that, and I can't remember. My head is gone. Come here, do you like my haircut?
It's beautiful. It's age defying. Where'd you get it?
I got it in Rory's Maitland's.
Very good.
Yeah, and it's awful itchy. I don't know why.
Why?
I think he had nits on his razor.
Right, okay.
What else was that's? You know what I mean?
That is the only reason it could be itchy.
No, like I think it's because I'd never get it cut that short, really, usually. But do you want to hear the theory behind why my hair is this short?
Why?
People wouldn't have known this because we only do video the last couple of months, like. But I cut my hair this short every winter.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know this myself.
Yeah,
I've known you a long time.
You know me long time.
I know you a long time.
I know you a long time.
You mean you do the opposite of what animals do?
Yeah.
Rather than growing out the hair for the winter for the warmth, you cut it nice and short.
Because animals can't wear jackets and hats. Even though some people do put their pooches inside in the jacket.
Oh yeah.
And all they do is try and get out of them.
I had to stop for a second there and think, what are you talking about when he said pooch?
A pooch, man.
Right, okay.
Poochy stuff.
Yeah.
Why do I do this is so I can wear hats in the winter.
Oh.
If I want to wear a woolly hat with long hair, sure, when I take it off then to be a business gentleman, my hair will be all over the place.
All over the place.
So this is a winter haircut.
Okay.
So
you put serious thought into it.
And then in the summertime, then I let it grow long. I don't be wearing the hats in the summertime, Raymond.
Well, would you not? Yeah, but the hair long in the summertime then just roast you out of it, does it not?
Yeah, what? Yeah, no, not really. Like, you know what I mean? It keeps it at a good, cool temperature.
I can't wear hats.
Room temperature. I always wonder what room temperature is like.
So whatever temperature the room is at the time.
Yeah, that's the thing. So there's no such thing that is an actual room temperature. Like.
Room temperature. Well,
keep your steak at room temperature. Yeah, but I've had the heating on for 3 days.
Yeah,
so,
but whatever. That's the thing. Keep the heat at. Oh, I see what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
So if you're cooking steak in the North Pole, keep your steak at room temperature.
It's so frozen.
Yeah.
Or if you're like, well, I actually live in a sauna. Like, I live in a steam room. So keep it at room temperature. Then it's cooked.
Oh, Jesus.
What's that?
That's a belt of a cocktail.
What Kent's our cocktail?
A red Riding Hood.
A what?
A red Riding Hood.
I'm drinking Appletini.
Appletini, how's yours? Is it nice?
Oh, how wonderful.
It's beginning to cut the stomach out of me.
No.
And I'm finding myself very, very, very extra stomachy on Monday nights.
Bad call to go with the cocktails then.
Yeah.
I wonder, does the cocktail club do anything other than cocktails?
Good question.
We should find that out. Or
next week, can we get some minerals? We get a Coke and a Fanta.
Yeah, I'll have a Fanta lemon, please, if you don't mind. No, that'll cut me up even more. Or we could just avail of the Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre's food also.
We have yet to tap that.
Yeah, we haven't tapped it as much as we should at all.
I have another thought.
Go on.
Well, no, I had another Kendy this evening.
Oh, did you?
Same one again.
Free?
Yeah.
Was it free?
Yeah.
This is so shit, like.
I just rang him and said, it's Ray from the Kendy and Raybo podcast. I said, Ray, how's it going? I'll send you out your usual. I said, no bother.
What?
They did it over to me in like 5 minutes. It's an amazing service they're running.
But can I do that?
Yeah.
Are we sponsored by Tindy?
No, not by Kendy directly.
Right.
But the conglomerate that is the Brian O'Sullivan Show. He owns all the businesses. And
I think he owns the Garda station as well. Can I drink drive? Fuck's sake.
No, it's not all Brian. It's Larry as well. You have to give him a shout out.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
Brian
that's
and
right.
Larry. They're the two boys.
Yeah, Barry.
Yeah.
They called him. Barry Ince.
Have you checked it with Barry?
Yeah, it's Barry Ince, right? That's
Yeah.
the name of the company. Barry Incorporated.
Barry Entertainment.
Yeah, the Barry Entertainment and Incorporations.
The Barry Entertainment's an incorporations company.
Yes, that's exactly what they're called.
They have an offices somewhere upstairs, somewhere in town.
They have an office, and it is the town.
They own the town.
They own all of the town, right? Did you know that as well? They actually own EJ's, man. They've aim in hell for ransom.
They're paying him a wage every week.
They
Come on,
pay
do
him in a
more
way.
than videos.
Yeah,
or
come on.
good crack.
Dress up stupid again. Come on, man. Dance now. Dance. Come on, EJ, dance.
Stop it now.
That's what they do, man. They own the 4 lights, man.
They do.
They were the first people ever to have curry sauce in Sligo.
It was 3
Sullivan.
lights and they added one.
Man, and that changed.
That changed the whole thing.
Right.
It wasn't very successful at the time. Abracabra was kicking the shite out of
Yeah,
them.
only
Then they
up the
closed
roads.
down Abracabra.
Yeah, but of course they did, man.
Yeah.
Because what's better than 3 lights?
4.
Just four lights is better.
4 lights, yeah.
Now, rumour has it, man.
They brought Supermax to Sligo too.
They actually own Pat McDonough.
Right. He doesn't work for them. They own him.
No, they own him.
They bought him.
Yeah, he is a property piece of theirs. Like,
Right, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Very good.
So they had to pay tax on him and stuff like that. Like.
Where do you declare Joe McDonough in your tax return?
Pat McDonough.
Oh, Joe, Pat McDonough.
Is it Pat McDonough?
Is it? I think it's Pat McDonough or Joe McDonough.
I think it's Pat McDonough.
Pat.
Yeah. They own him as a property piece
As an entity.
It's unbelievable, like, because they're getting away with murder around the place, like.
Yeah, and he's working in places for them as well.
Huh? Yeah, I know. Yeah, he just be working in the hotels for them and everything.
Yeah.
Did you know they own
They have
Oris on
hotels
Uachtaráin?
now, haven't they?
Huh? Yeah.
Whoa. How did they own Oris and Uachtaráin?
They do. They own Oris on Uachtaráin.
Right.
As well.
Right.
They own Dublin Airport, Ray. Hey.
Yeah.
They own the quarry
Where are you
outside
going with this
Budora.
now? Are you just going to spend the rest of the...
What else do they own? Let me think.
Stop it now. Stop it now.
They own Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre.
They do, yeah, in fairness.
That'll wrap it.
That'll wrap it there now.
Anyway, we're drinking their cocktails.
Drinking the cocktails.
They're so unbelievable. Come here. I want to tell you a couple of things. Number one is, you know, I went to Dublin again last week.
You did?
Right, so do you want to hear me give out about it?
Please.
No.
Why?
I had the most...
You've been threatened, haven't you?
No, I had the most pleasant time.
Oh.
I didn't get threatened by nobody,
No,
man.
I thought you were going to be threatened locally.
Only myself internally.
Oh.
I threatened myself by saying, you're enjoying this, and I fought against it.
How long were you up there?
I was up there for 2 days.
You kind of did a whole business gentleman element. You rang me and said, I'm on the road to Dublin, I have a meeting.
I did. I'm a business gentleman now,
Yeah.
you see. Now, so I went to Dublin, but this time, now, and this is probably going to end up way more insulting than I wanted to be nice about it, like.
It's very seldom you are, but go on.
But I think my internal climate as a gentleman
Climate.
is more accustomed to the south side of Dublin City.
Oh.
Suits and smiles, bitches.
Were you wearing a suit, Gene?
No, I wasn't, but everyone else was.
Everybody else was. And you enjoyed the atmosphere.
They were all delighted, even though that they are... So I spent all my time on the south side of Dublin on Lower Fitzwilliam Kendy.
Yeah.
I could have just said Lower Fitzkendy Street, but I didn't. I was in Terra Newer.
Yeah.
And all these places have
And you
suits
didn't-
and smiles. And I loved every second of it because they weren't stressed. You know why they're not stressed?
Why?
Because they're going, even though my day actually is stressful, I just go home and sleep on my bed of money.
Yeah.
That's the way that they think. They're going, this is grand anyway. It doesn't matter.
Did you not go north side to Finglas and places like that?
No, because the last time I was in places in the north side of Dublin, Raymond, is when I came back here and said, I don't like that place whatsoever.
So now you're enjoying that part of Dublin that is the south.
I just think it was not... Do you know what I found there?
What?
A parking space.
Yeah, but I bet you paid dearly for it.
I didn't really. It was a couple of quid an hour.
€3 an hour.
I don't even think it was that, man.
You'd get the whole day in Sligo for €3.
I know, but that's when Sligo, man.
Yeah.
Sligo, great spot, like.
Yeah.
But I was tipping around Lower Fitzwilliam Kendy, right? For the whole day, going, this is the least stressed I've ever been in this whole place.
Yeah, it's nice.
It was unbelievable, Ray. So I think if I have to go on any more business, and I got put up for the night.
Where did you get put up?
There was a tent on O'Connell Street.
Where did you get put up?
I
Nice
got put
hotel.
up in the Hyatt Centric.
Stop.
It was an absolutely tremendous little place. You know what they had, Ray, that I had as a business idea years ago?
A minibar.
What? No, there was not Linus. I opened it up. There was not Linus. It's a minibar that you have to self-stock.
Right. Oh, so there's just a blank fridge.
Well, it was a fridge, like.
But a blank one.
That was it. Yeah, it was blank as the day it was
Did you
put in
say
there.
there was someone down in the bar looking resembling someone or something along the lines of that? I
No,
don't
this is
remember
the only thing I have that annoys me.
Okay.
There was a man downstairs in the bar. There wasn't many of us in there. There was about 5 people drinking pints.
Yeah.
I said I'd have a couple of business pints.
Business gentleman pints.
Yeah, I was having some business gentleman pints.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there
Because
for
you
a
were
while.
away from the wife, like.
I was away from the wife.
It's the only
Man,
chance you get.
it was unbelievable. I ordered 3 prostitutes.
Right.
And they were gorgeous, man.
Right.
The 2 young fellas. They were
Okay.
one old fella.
One out, lad.
And he just stood there and watched it and said, that's disgusting. But that gets me going.
Okay.
It has to be wrong, like, on every level.
Yeah.
So when I was enjoying the 2 younger fellas, I had
God.
to have an older Catholic gentleman saying, that's disgusting now, that.
You're painting an awful picture in my head.
Well,
and everybody else's. So
I made him paint the picture as well.
he drew ye.
He was drawing us going, that is
Yeah.
absolutely disgusting there.
Tell me more about the
Any
fella.
more black? Any more black paint? I'm getting into some deep crevices here on these
Stop
guys.
it!
So come here. So
What's wrong with you?
come here. What were we on about before the
The
prostitutes?
fella in the bar.
About 5 of us sitting there drinking pints, right?
Yeah.
One fella who's sitting directly across from me, like at another table, he took out his phone and started playing like European dance music
Oh.
on his phone
Yeah.
and singing the songs. I was like, go up to your room, put your headphones on, and man, have your Tommy Tank if that's what you're going to do with this stuff.
Yeah.
What the hell? It was, and I left. I had to leave straight away again.
Right.
Is that not the weirdest thing? Like, he was like a 14-year-old on the back of a bus on the way to Athlone for the day out.
But isn't it mad how when someone does an activity like that, like something that's completely not right?
Yeah, no, thank God you said that. It isn't right, like.
No, well, it is. There's nothing wrong with it. It's amazing how society have, made it not right.
Because
What's wrong with that? Like,
because it's so awkward. I'm sitting there trying to enjoy a pint, like.
yeah.
And then
Could you not have sung along with the songs?
No, it was weird European dance music.
But you could have given it a shot.
No, I didn't want to give Anthony a shot,
You
man.
could have danced.
Yeah, but he was looking at me as if he wanted me to.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
I was like, man, what do you want me to go up and do a merengue?
How did the 3 fellas react to it? Was it 5 men?
Another business gentleman
Yeah.
was on his Apple laptop
Yeah.
doing some business work.
Right.
He shut the laptop down and left.
Oh, he just.
And I was like, I don't want to be the awkward one now who is obviously, we're all getting out of here because this fella's being weird, like.
Don't want to be the awkward one, the awkward one. Sorry, that comes
But
to my head.
even your man who was listening to the tunes, Ray, he was in a business gentleman suit, like.
Yeah.
That's what was even weirder about it. Like, he wasn't a weird fella, like.
Sounds like a Wolf of Wall Street, Leonardo DiCaprio type
Yeah,
dude.
but doesn't it just show you that, you know what I mean? Underneath it all, like, there's some weird people out there.
Definitely.
Suits and all, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Warts and all. It doesn't matter where. That really pissed me off now. That's the only thing I didn't enjoy about my time up there. But I couldn't believe that I actually went up and went, geez, that was very stressless.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was no stress involved at all. The traffic wasn't too bad. I couldn't believe it.
Brilliant.
The big happy head in me. The other thing is as well, I went home to Castlereagh the weekend.
Yeah.
So I want to shout out, because I know he does listen to the odd time, Tom Callahan, a happy Jesus' birthday to you.
Very happy birthday.
And
Sean.
we had unbelievable crack reminiscing. It was 6 hours of boys going, do you remember this and do you remember this?
You went to the
School friend.
hotel where my mother and father spent the first night of their honeymoon.
That is right. And
Yeah.
they reckon, Ray.
They reckon.
The
Hasn't been the same since.
The stains are still there.
Stop it! Stop. Both my sisters and parents listen to this podcast.
No, it's not that.
And will not be at that now.
No, it's I wasn't on the
Oh, you're talking about where ML puked the ring up after this feed of
yeah,
pints.
he pissed on the floor.
It's an awful affliction, people that do be pissing in corners like that.
Why? Do you know anyone that does that?
I know some people.
Right, go on.
No, just some people, when they get up, in the middle of the night, they find it hard to find the toilet.
Yeah, with the drink in them though.
With the drink in them.
Like is there anyone out there genuinely, because we know at least 2 people that
We definitely
have
do.
the capacity to do that.
Yes.
Like, I don't care how drunk you are, if you can't, says me who shite the bed. Let's read that. I was about to preach, like.
Yeah, you're about
I
to
was about to preach to a lot of people saying, I can't believe you'd be like that.
Yeah.
I shite the bed
You
sober.
didn't even bother looking for the bathroom.
Sure,
You
I
just,
could-
I'm there.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. But they get drunk and piss in corners of rooms, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like, you had to get on your hands and knees and clean that one time, didn't you?
I did.
And
And wasn't pretty. It won't happen again.
did you do it and not make your man do it?
What?
Your man who pissed in the corner of your living room.
I had to do it.
You cleaned it up.
Yeah,
Oh my God, that is fun. Because you clean a dog's piss up handy enough.
you would.
Some
And
people-
but that's why you don't. It's not
Yeah,
the
but
end
human
of the world,
piss is different, man, though.
like. Although the dogs.
Speaking
yeah,
of human piss, I was trying to say this to you downstairs
I've
and you
gone
told
down
me shut up, right?
dark road, but go on.
This is the one thing that's always amazed me. How come when I'm pissing in the toilet, it doesn't,
Doesn't
the
rise.
water level doesn't rise?
I don't know the science behind that.
I was always terrified of that when I was a kid, like.
Yeah.
Is that if I keep pissing here and pissing.
Yeah,
Because I reckon today I was in the office and I reckon that I made the longest piss I've ever made ever in my whole life.
Right.
In my head, I was standing there for 12 or 13 minutes.
Do you know that most mammals takes about 20 seconds or less to unload their
Urine.
bowels?
What? Shiting?
Well, no, the peeing.
Oh, the peeing part
20
of
seconds, yeah. It's a common thing amongst mammals.
So we all do that, like.
Apparently.
Definitely, today's was longer than mine. But why doesn't the water level go up to where it goes over the edge?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, and I don't think any man is going to ever fill a bowl like that.
Well, I mean, I'd love to give it a shot, like.
Yeah, but it is odd that it stays the way it does.
I could never get over that. A couple of things I couldn't get over when I was a kid. That, and I think I might have mentioned it before, but that how the roads in Ireland didn't have grass just grow through them the whole way.
What?
I used to be afraid when I was a child that the old back roads in Ireland,
Yeah.
that would have grass coming up through the concrete or the tar or whatever.
In the middle.
I used to not realise that you could just build more roads, and I thought that eventually. I used to get so scared. I thought eventually that there'd be no roads left in Ireland because the grass had just overtaken them.
What
all.
age were you at this point?
So I just done my leaving cert. So I must have been. I could remember that quite vividly in my head, being really worried. Like,
Yeah.
when I'd be driving down to like Mam's family's place, like, which is the back end of Galway, like,
Yeah.
I'd be going, we're never going to be able to come here again now because the roads will definitely be taken over by then.
Stone walls and the grass is green.
I didn't know there was such thing as construction, Raymond.
Oh, there is.
I just thought that they were just there.
And
I thought God created roads and all. I thought God created Foss. I thought he created the HSE.
And on the 7th day he rested.
Yeah.
And come here.
And he got 30 quid
You
on top of
obviously
the dole.
didn't spend Saturday night at a 21st birthday party.
A 30th.
A 30th birthday party.
Yeah.
Where you caught up with all the lads where you would have had these feelings.
Yeah.
And how was that?
What do you mean? Oh, like, how did I feel at the party you're
had
trying to
6
say to me?
Well, you had 6 hours, obviously, reminiscing with boys
That's
that
all.
you would have been around when you thought the roads would disappear.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's the thing, yeah.
How did you get on?
Well, I mean, some of the boys were still scared of that particular thing, like, that's
Right.
what we talked about, lads. The roads are still here, thank God.
We made what we've learned.
The one thing I will say is that obviously I've met some new friends, some of them better than others. Do you know what I mean? I came to Sligo, got some new people, like, and I think what going back to Castlereagh made me realise is that even though I thought that this is the life I'm in now and I'm really enjoying it, that I prefer my other friends than the ones that are here, like.
All right.
Do you know what I mean?
So which... sorry, I'm not picking up what you're
What
saying.
I'm trying to say is that my life is not better for knowing ye.
Oh,
It was better before I knew ye.
right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. Brendan, start the car. Do you really feel like that?
No,
Because
I
it's
actually don't.
Do you know something? I wouldn't mind if it like they're a good quality bunch below in Castlereagh.
So here's the thing. Here's what I really mean, because I was
What makes them so much better than us?
No, that's the thing. I was only
Answer
a little
the
joke.
question.
Okay.
Answer the question.
So I always hear people saying, I went back home. I put away them tears, Ray. They won't work on me, man. I'll only drink them, man. I'll fucking love every second
No,
of it.
answer the question now.
So this is it, though. This is the truth, okay?
Right.
I hear of boys going back to their hometowns.
Yeah.
And going, geez, your man's out turned into an awful flute. Or, Jesus Christ, your man's an alcoholic. Or, he's on his 4th wife. He's 12 kids. All that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Well, I went back. There was a guy there that I haven't seen in years and years. I met him once, like, since college, we'd say. Like, so, and we just reverted back in.
Into your normal selves.
Nothing changed. Like,
Yeah,
nothing
they're
changed
good
at
people.
all. Like, that's decent people.
I suppose you haven't wished him a happy birthday or happy Christmas in years.
No.
And he forgave you for all of that.
Yeah.
You didn't even care to ask how he was getting on.
I didn't even invite him to the wedding, Ray.
Some of his darkest moments in his life, you missed all that.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, though.
You landed in, bought him a pint and said, oh, let's go back to where we were.
No. And that's the mark of a good gentleman, because if you don't land in, you don't even go, where are you now? I didn't ask him where he was.
Yeah.
Like, or what he asked, or what's the crack with you. Nothing like that. How's the missus? You know what I mean?
Didn't ask any of that.
I didn't even bother. We just sat down and we just had the crack the same way we did when we used to sit in the sweet shop across the road from Castlereagh Community School and rob 2 NYP people blind.
What?
That's the one thing that we did talk about as well. I don't want to mention his name now.
Sorry, NYP people.
You know the NYP, the neighbourhood youth projects that used to be around?
No, what's that?
Did you not have them in Killala or Ballina?
No, we didn't have a neighbourhood.
Oh.
We had a collection of houses very far from each other.
Did you have any youth club that you used to go to after school? No?
Yeah, the Pioneers.
What? So you had to not drink to go there?
Yeah, well, that was the terms and conditions. You want to hang out with everybody and go on bus rides to Tala, you had to not drink.
Let's go on a bus ride to Tala.
That was one of the things. Oh, wait, no, that was the Senior Citizens Day Out.
That'd drive you to drink.
No, the Pioneer Association was our youth club.
That was what your youth club was. No, we just had NYPs, they were called, right?
And there, what is it spelled?
Neighbourhood Youth Project, I think, is what it's
Neighbourhood Youth Project.
I
Okay.
think that's what it means. So we used to
Is
go
it a
down.
nipe?
What?
A nipe.
Yeah, we used to nipe, man.
Yeah.
So we used to go down to one of them and they'd have a little pool table in there and we'd play a pool.
Okay.
Which was awful annoying because 40 kids trying to play pool, you only get one game. And they didn't play by pub rules.
No.
Which really annoys me is that winner stays on.
Yeah.
Or put your euro down and you can play the next one. But one of our friends, and I can't believe we thought it was cool at the time or we thought it was normal, even though these places were volunteer places, ran by two lovely old ones.
Okay.
Mary and Mary, I think their name were.
Well, the Tomato Marys.
He used to say, "Can I just get a Schlinger bar up there and point like to the shelves behind?"
Yeah.
And then he started robbing Freddos out of us. And we used to think, "Oh, fair play to him. He's out there. Oh, that's great crack." And
You used
now,
to idolise that.
yeah, now I'm looking back. No, he's done time since.
Oh, for the Freddo robberies.
Yeah, for the Freddo robberies.
The 2001 Freddo robbery.
That was. We can't even talk about that, Ray, because the case is still ongoing as well. You're not allowed to talk about it. He's up for parole again, man. You're up 36 Freddos in an hour. No, but that used to be the crack that we used to be getting up to, and us sitting in the back left room of that NYP, the night, was no different than us sitting in the corridor at Tully's on Saturday night talking the crack.
But you did make me realise, or remember there, that there was a time in my life where I did do some bad stuff as well.
What's the most illegal thing you ever done?
As a kid, there was a time I was up in Dublin, and because I have cousins in Dublin, right? So my father's brother lives in Dublin, and they have children.
Yeah.
And we used to hang out.
Right.
And it was one of the occasions I was up there. I probably was in my early teens.
Okay.
And I says to my cousin Sinead, who was close to me in age, I said, let's go for an old cycle.
Right.
Right, off we went. Now, she had forgiven me for the previous incident where I had stood out in front of her on the bike. She had flown over my head and smashed her two front teeth.
Did you pull the front brake or something?
No, I just kind of stopped the bike. I was having the crack. Oh,
Right.
stop you on the bike. And she kind of catapulted over me. And
Were you
then-
on the same bike?
And she literally broke her face.
So that's
But
the end of that story of what's the
that
most...
was
That is ridiculous.
well, it was just an accident.
All she wanted for Christmas, Ray.
Was her two front teeth. And
you
she got them.
You took them out of her
I
head.
think they were her baby teeth that she got rid of anyway, so she was fine.
Jeez, I'd hope so. She's not
Yeah.
walking around now toothless.
Yeah.
is she?
But then after that, then we
Imagine if they weren't her baby teeth and you haven't seen her since, and all of a sudden and she's like, "You want to tell me that? Tell everyone that story about when you knocked my teeth out." Yeah, well, look at this. And she had the tooth left in her head.
Stop.
And
Anyway,
she's like, "I have never got over that, Ray."
there was one occasion where the two of us took off of an afternoon and we went down to a place called Finstown House. It's a big fancy hotel in Lucan in Dublin.
Right.
And see, this just shows you how...
Not the Lucan Spa.
No, not the spa.
I used to think that was
The funniest-
hilarious. It's the first hotel you see on the way into Dublin.
It is. For years I drive by going, why did you call it hotel a spa?
Yeah, because a spa is
Spa is not a nice...
feckin' Egypt.
A feckin' Egypt,
You
yeah.
man some spa.
Yeah, this is the Lucan spa.
Yeah. And somehow he managed to own a hotel. Like,
Yeah, but you know who owns that now?
Oh,
Barry Entertainments.
But honest to God.
Yeah. Anyway,
Go on.
myself and Sinead tore off on the bikes down to Finstown House.
Right.
Went into reception, bold as brass. Where did you
Right.
see me about 11 years
Cycled
old?
in.
Cycled in, bold as brass. Two of us landed up, rocked up through the bikes there in the reception area and went up to the front desk and I says, hello.
Right.
From Mayo I was, like, I don't know how they understood me at all. I says, hello. I says, we're doing a school project on this hotel.
What?
Yeah.
Right.
And she says, oh, that's lovely. How can we help you? Well, part of the school project means we have to walk around it and look at everything and do a full report for the school project.
Jesus Christ.
So she said, that sounds a belt away.
Right, you're your brazen boss.
Off myself and Sinead went.
Right.
We were swimming in the swimming pool. We played 9 holes of golf.
We stayed for 3 weeks in the suite.
We sampled the wedding fare. There were cakes. We were in the bar. We played pool. We played on the dodgems.
Jeez, that's class, man.
Yeah.
That's like a Richie Rich story or one of those.
Yeah, I won't lie to you. I was pretty proud of myself.
You were like Macaulay Kendy,
Yeah.
man, going around with the big brass neck.
And then we cycled out of there like 4 hours later going, they hadn't a clue.
Man, imagine what all of that would have came to if ye had to pay for it nowadays.
Oh,
you
thousands.
want to stay in what's it called? Finisclin House? What's it called?
House.
What's it called, man?
Finstown.
Finstown House.
Finstown's expensive enough now.
Guarantee you, man, if you want to get a spa day with the swimming pool and the whole lot
whole
and
lot.
the Dodger, man, stay in the penthouse suite for 3 weeks like
Yeah.
he did, that would be a fortune.
We
to
saved
do.
a lot that day.
The
That's
we
the
did.
most illegal. But you were talking about stealing Freddos. That's about, from my perspective, the most illegal thing I did when I was a child.
Okay, well, the most illegal thing that we ever did, we didn't know it was as bad as it was.
Oh, right.
And I'm really doubting that I've ever told this story before because it still embarrasses me.
Right.
And the truth is still not out about it.
Oh, so you're going to reveal all today now, yeah.
Which is, this is so bad because
Right.
I'm putting people under the bus here. And it's
Yeah.
not that bad of a story, but at the time, like, it was like, so Me and the boys
Yeah.
used to. First of all, did I ever tell you the story about when someone thought that I was drowning myself? No?
No, you told me a story about getting something in a tree house that you built.
I got ringworm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was different though.
Good crack.
You can't drown in ringworm way. You could be smothered in it.
Yeah.
But you can't drown in ringworm.
Sorry, how on this? So you were drowning yourself.
So we used to jump off a railroad bridge into water, into a river.
Jesus.
The River Suck.
Okay.
Right? The River Suck runs through Castlereagh.
The river is called Suck.
Yeah, it's called Suck because there's a good sucky out of us, right?
It's okay.
So we used to jump from a railroad bridge into the River Suck, right? Mm-hmm. One day I was in the water and a train went by. Mm-hmm. And I was like roaring out at them like, well, hey, I'm the coolest man in Castlereagh, fair play to me.
Yeah.
A woman on the train thought that I was...
Drowning.
Thought that I was intentionally drowning, if you know what I mean. She rang the guards.
Oh, intentionally drowning.
Yeah.
Not intentionally. No one intentionally drowns.
But she thought that I meant to get in there.
I'll
Do you know
stop
what I
right
mean?
there
Yeah,
now.
that's
Some
what I'm
people
saying.
do. We pull back from that.
Yeah, flute, man.
I'm with you now.
So she
Sorry, I wasn't on the right side of things there at all.
Well,
you were intentionally drowning.
Yeah,
Feck, I was.
Jesus Christ.
I have to make a right shite of that. Real senior moment there.
I was
Nobody intentionally. What kind of an eat?
Man,
Oh, wait,
I
stop.
was trying to tiptoe around this show. And you burst in the door, so you did.
Wouldn't be like me.
I was trying to sneak in the back door, and
Yeah.
you kicked open the front window.
Carry on. You were. She thought you were intent. That's
She
a
was
really
on the
nice
train.
way of putting it.
Yeah, as she went by, right? So she rang the Garda Síochána in Castlereagh, right?
Yeah.
The Rapid Response Unit.
Yeah.
They came
DRU.
down about 45 minutes later, I'd say. They sauntered down the railroad tracks with
Yeah.
their hands in their pockets.
Yeah.
And we thought they were going to give out to us for being swimming in the river or whatever.
Don't tell me they joined you.
No, they took off all their clothes.
So that was the day me and a bunch of cops.
All they left on was their vest, right? They took off everything else and they
Yeah.
hopped into the river.
Yeah.
No, they sauntered down with their hands in the pockets and they were like, well, we got word that there was someone committing suicide around this place. What's going on? And
Yeah.
I was like, so you just walked, you just sauntered down
Yeah.
like to try and see what was going on. And they were like, we kind of figured there probably wasn't someone, you know. And I was like, well, it wasn't. And we thought they were going to give out for us.
Yeah.
Because we were jumping from an awful height like into
Aye.
it. And they just go, she cold, I'd say, lads. And
You
we
gotta
said,
love Irish guards.
we said it is cold enough. And they said, anyway, so there's no one here doing. We were like, no. And so they tipped off again. Now, little did they know that there was illegal activity going on down there.
What were you doing?
We were not smoking the cannabis.
Sure.
We were not drinking cans of Dutch Gold, nor were we sniffing cocaine off each other's arses.
Right.
All of the most illegal stuff that happens back then.
Yeah.
Also, I want to talk to you about bags as well in a couple of minutes. So can we talk about
Brendan, mark that down and make sure we come back to the bags.
fucking hell? We wanted to build a raft because that's what every 14-year-old child wants to do.
I've been there. I've been
Right.
to one. Yeah.
We did not have the materials to build a raft.
Right.
Luckily, the river ran through agricultural land.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Fields and such.
Yeah.
In order to keep your livestock out of the river, you have to fence off said river
Yes, I'm aware of that.
with stakes. And I'm not talking about juicy steaks, man, you get down the fine restaurants. I'm talking about €100+ a pop steaks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They were left in, ready to fence off the whole river on a big thing of land.
Oh, the fence wasn't finished. They
no,
were just, they were
just
put
the
in the
stakes
ground.
were in the ground. And we were like, but we'll just take these things that are here then.
Yeah.
And we took out, and I'm not exaggerating, definitely the far side of 18, 20 of them.
Mother of God.
We built 2 rafts,
Yeah.
neither of which worked.
No, they don't.
All the stakes
They sink to the bottom.
either sank
Yeah.
or floated down the river for the minks to be eaten. Anyway, we took the stakes out,
Yeah.
not knowing what we were doing really. We just thought these are just handy stakes. We'd use them and abuse them and get rid of them. One of the boys got a phone call that evening from a farming gentleman who had put the stakes in, ready to be fenced.
Yeah.
And he said, lads, I don't care if you did it or not. I just need to know if you did. I promise you won't get in trouble.
Oh, that was nice.
Did you take the stakes out of the ground? He gave every opportunity, to which my friend said,
No.
I don't know what you're on about, Michal.
Probably a trap.
I haven't. Yeah, it was a trap.
Yeah.
And he saw right through it, in fairness to him.
And that's because you would have owned up.
He said, don't know what you're on about, man.
Right.
Stakes. What are you on? A river. Is there a river in Castlereagh? The Suck. It's not called the Suck. There's no way.
Of course,
there's
the
a
river the Suck.
The river's Suck. You haven't livestock, man. You're an old pig of a farmer. So that we had to play dumb. And until now, I know people belonging to that farmer, and if they come across this, they will now go, those pesky kids.
Do you think they'll have forgiven you at this point?
Well, that's the thing. Like, there has to be a statutes of
limitations
of staycations. There has to be a statute of limitations on something like that we can't get in trouble for that.
But look, we'll get Barry Entertainment to pay for it.
Absolutely, we will.
Yeah.
But it's not that, man. It's not that I don't want to not pay for it, even though like it would have been well over €1,000 back then.
How many steaks did you pull? Now, hold on a second. 18 steaks. They're not €100 steak.
How much are they?
It's not mahogany wood they're putting on the ground. They're talking
these were
far
varnished.
side of 15, 25 each. What kind of shite steaks are you buying, Brendan?
Not the fiver. I don't know where you're getting your steaks.
So much. That just shows what kind of a farmer you are.
Hey, where are you getting your steaks, Brendan Max? You're not getting them in the same place I'm getting mine.
They have a street value.
Huh?
Those steaks have a street value of 15
I'm going
euro.
to type in fencing steaks. Right. Let's see.
As to how much they'll cost.
Did you know that it was spelled STAKES?
Yes.
I thought it was actually spelled like steaks as
No,
well.
it's not. It's STAKES.
Did I even go to school?
Well,
No, ye shower of...
much are they coming in at?
Right, if you want to get the Amazon, right, which is the cheapest old steak you can get.
What farmer buys his steaks on Amazon? I mean, come on. Where are you going with your
I'm going to go to
steak?
Glanbia.
Thank you.
I'm going to go to Glanbia. All I'm saying is on Amazon, they were £57 a steak now.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
£57 on Amazon.
£57 a steak on Amazon, Raymond.
Right.
All right, I'm looking at them here on Glanbia, Ray. For the love of everything.
Go on.
How many is in that?
Bale of steaks.
116 posts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
€620
Okay.
for 116 of them.
And you stole 18.
We stole about 18 of them.
I think your man's fine. I'd say he was raging because there's nothing worse than putting steaks down.
Well, yeah,
And then come back and find they're gone.
Labour.
But more
Labour, Ray.
Yeah, but the problem is he should have finished the fucking thing.
Huh?
He should have finished it.
Oh, well, no, he was bankrupt after that then.
Oh, that was the end of him.
Yeah.
Right.
He got into... He became a pimp in Castlereagh.
Are you
he had
still telling the
16
truth here?
hours. No, listen to me. This is where the guilt comes from and why I don't want to tell this story, Ray.
Okay.
He ended up not being able to fence that. All of his little horsies drowned, right?
Right.
And then he went into a spiral of booze and cocaine and drugs, and he became a pimp in Castlereagh.
He probably made a lot more from that than he would have in the agriculture.
He's the biggest businessman in the town. He ended up getting 16 hoors under him, Ray.
Yeah.
Right? He got gold teeth.
Right.
Right? He got a gold grill on him.
You know, the believability of this story now has sapped away very rapidly.
I mean, I'm only telling you stories that are somewhat true from my youth.
Do you feel guilty
Exaggeration
for doing
is the key to a good story. No, that's why I wouldn't tell that story genuinely.
Yeah.
That's the most illegal thing we've ever done, is that we when he rang, like the cold light of day hit and we were like, Jesus Christ, they're not the steaks. Man, that's a fence, like. These
Yeah.
are big bastard steaks, like. You want to see what Brendan's after showing me out there, lads. This thing was $5.79, man. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't put it in a cocktail sausage, man. It wouldn't do that to us. Have you any old crack, Ray, that you want to get into or no? Or what's
I
the
suppose
story?
a bit.
Right,
I
go
have-
on.
Problem is every week I have a list.
Yeah.
And it's in no particular order.
Right.
And
So you just read it out, like.
I just kind of read it out and some of it lands and some of it doesn't. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Hit me.
Since we last spoke, I took a trip. And I finally
yeah.
went on the trip to London.
Yeah.
In which you said I wouldn't be able to go on back in the COVID days. But I finally got there.
Yeah, I know, but you're making out like I said that.
That I wasn't allowed.
Like that was months ago.
It was months ago.
Now, also you went full Instagram. But go on, continue with your story.
I had to go full Instagram, yeah.
Jesus, the two of you went full Instagram again. You're as bad as each other.
But you want to know the best comment I heard about our full Instagramming
Yeah.
is a very good friend of mine is Barry O'Sullivan,
Yeah.
right, DJB. And Barry said to me today, he said, Jesus, you put up some great pictures from London.
Right.
And I said, Jesus, we did. And he said, I hate to say it to you, she was looking fierce well. And I said, she was.
That's some insult. I hate to tell you, Ray.
No, it was what came after that then. He said, she was looking fierce well. And he said, I won't lie. I said, people could be forgiven for looking at it and going,
That makes no sense.
they were together before he got sick. I know they were a couple before he got sick.
Isn't it great that she's still with him like after?
Yeah,
Do you
and
know?
there's another one then that got thrown at me later in the day by Shawnee Bagnall.
Go on.
She met him while when he was playing GEA, but then he broke the leg.
Yeah.
And the career has been over the last couple of years, and he's kind of lost that.
But there is, not to insult the shite out of you, but here we go. Like there is that instance of like I always put it down to small town syndrome, but which isn't the case. You must just have a 40-inch cock. So the small town thing is, I fucking like. I shouldn't be doing this, but I look at couples, and I go like, Jesus, like if she wasn't from that small town, she wouldn't go near that fella. Do you know what I mean? It's like she hasn't seen the world or something. Like, you know that thing?
Yeah. And nor will she.
Yeah,
nor will she.
Yeah, she won't, because he won't let her.
I won't let her out.
She can't see past his eyebrow piercing and V haircut. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. I've seen it, man. I've seen
Have
these
you
women.
seen fellas from home?
I've seen these gorgeous women, like, and like really elegant and like who dress like modern young ones.
Yeah.
With fellas, man, who are hewing and slapping each other on the back. Wearing bootcut jeans.
Corner forward in the junior.
Corner forward on the junior team, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he drinks Bulmers the end of the week, which is nothing wrong with that, but there's loads wrong with that as well. And it just... just got it. Anyway,
we went to London.
I think fellas punch a lot, like. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm delighted to be
Yeah,
punched. I'm flat out and wrecked.
Man, you're like a heavyweight.
wrecked.
You're like a heavyweight boxer, man.
Exactly. I'm the Mike Tyson the whole lot. I'm going to start, again, like I said, no way in chronological order.
Okay.
We're going to start with some things I learned on the Wednesday night when we landed.
Right.
We met up with two friends of ours, Hannah Bagnall and Will Keats.
Oh, lovely.
And Will Keats is from Brisbane in Australia.
Yeah.
And he met Hannah in New Zealand.
Right.
And something I don't know why I said any of that. I'm going to cut that out of the episode. Because that's irrelevant to the story.
What were you saying there, Ray, when you landed? What was that about?
So, landed on the Wednesday night and we went to meet two friends,
Right.
Will and Hannah.
And where's Will from?
Will. Fuck off. All right, so we might leave that bit in then. So, there's an insight. Anyway, look at when we were in the pub that we met them in.
Yeah.
Right, I went up to the toilet.
Right.
And I seen a sign on the wall. Right, and the sign was for a fella called Scooter Man.
Right.
Scooter Man in London, right? He's a buck with a scooter, and you ring him.
A man with a van.
No, a man with a scooter.
Yeah.
And he scoots to get you. So you tell him I'm down in him arms.
Right.
Right? And there I am down in him arms. And your man, you ring him, and 10 minutes later he lands on his scooter. He then folds up the scooter and sticks it in the boot of your car and drives you home.
What?
Yeah.
I was going to say, how many people can he fit in the back of it?
He drives your car, you and your friends in your car home.
So has he got a little electric scooter, like?
A little electric scooter that he throws in the boot of the car.
And is he insured to drive your car home?
Well, I presume there's open insurance required.
You don't have a car in England.
No, but look, it was Hannah that was getting the drive home.
And did people actually go for that?
Yeah. Now there's more.
What kind of a fella is he?
The next thing is a thing called zip cars abroad in London.
Right.
Which are cars that are just
they
abandoned.
stick you into a sleeping bag.
Zip you into
they
it.
zip you up.
No, you
and they
literally
drag you you're tied up.
You hire it for wherever you want to go. So you're sitting there in, we'll say, Shoreditch, and you decide, I want to get all the way over to Kingston.
Yeah.
And you say, I'll get a zip car.
Yeah.
So you go onto the app and it says the car parked 2 streets away.
Yeah.
You go over and your phone, it gives you a code or something, your phone unlocks the car.
Yeah.
You sit into it and you drive to Kingston and you just abandon it there in Kingston.
Yeah.
And someone else sits into it after that.
Yeah, you had to burn it out though.
And you pay.
No, you have to.
Because otherwise the cops said no.
No, your phone doesnn't open the car. You get a little hatchet.
Right.
You break the window. I've done it a couple of times, man, in London. You break the window of whatever car you want. I did it through Vauxhall Astra. And you have to burn it out then in the States. You know, there's go-cars is what they're called in Dublin.
In Dublin, yeah.
Isn't that the same premise?
Same crack, yeah. Premise.
And are they tiny little carries?
They're little tiny little shit cars.
And like, there must be awful insurance and accidents on them things. Like,
I think to be sound enough.
because do you have to have a driver's license, or can
I
you
suppose,
just?
yeah. You could just
you know
be
what I mean?
16 pints on board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or like some homeless guy could be like,
But he has to have the app and a credit card. You can't.
"Are you saying that homeless people don't have apps and credit cards?"
No, they do have
you
apps.
fucking sick, sadistic,
Anyway.
cultured bastard.
William Keats, who was also there, said that there was also a thing abroad in New Zealand, which they experienced, which was 2 boys. And you ring the 2 boys and they land at the pub in their car.
Right.
Right? One of the boys goes and drives your car home, followed by the buck in the other car.
Right.
So it was kind of a version of Scooter Man, but involved two lads in a car.
And then your man would drive him back as well. But all of these are based on the fact that you get your car home, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Which is the worst part about nights out, is that you have to go then in and collect your car.
Absolutely.
And I have to have the same conversation with taxi drivers every time. Do you reckon they've gone around by Stephen Street yet? Which is the gentleman who put the tickets in your car.
Yeah, but tickets.
And they go, no, I'd say they haven't left. No, they haven't gone by lines as yet, I'd say. That's the kind of crack.
I have the next question for you. How would you know, what are the attributes of a nightclub?
The attributes of a nightclub are sticky floors,
right?
Dirty hooers.
Huh? Sticky floors, right?
Sticky floors, dirty hooers, and bad lights.
Lights, yeah.
That give me panic attacks.
Yeah.
And music that's too loud.
Yes.
And what else? Bad drink.
Yeah.
Drink that you don't know what to drink because you can't drink the pints from.
No. You ask for Corona and they say, sorry, we only have
Sol.
So that's so
I'm not saying what place does that. Because we might get in trouble.
We might get in trouble with
But
Barry
there's nothing
Entertainments.
worse. There's nothing worse than walking into a place and going, I'm not drinking the Guinness in here because it hasn't been drank since last Saturday. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm enjoying my night out. I don't want to go home and literally paint on my whole toilet. So I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drink the Guinness, right?
Yes, for a pint of Heineken, and we only do Foster's.
I'm not going to drink the whiskey because I don't want to get absolutely out of it. I might have a little glass of Corona, a little bottle of Corona, and they say, and sometimes the worst thing about the bar staff sometimes that used to frequent that place was you'd go, can I have a Corona? And they go, yeah.
They give you a bottle of salt.
They give you the salt and just
or
go.
worse, Desperado.
Oh my God. Why don't you come to your senses, lads, in there?
Sorry, you've reminded me also now. I've been, what?
Jack.
What?
You
What?
missed it.
What?
You were like Desperado.
Oh, the Eagle song.
Aye.
Sorry, I was
You've
reminded.
been out stealing fences from down by the suck. Go on, sorry. mate.
You've reminded me of the two Johnnies. You know, every now and again, the two Johnnies.
Don't know who you're on about. Go on.
Every now and again, we do have a little piece in them.
Yeah.
I've been noticing that they're reminding me for throwing up videos.
Oh yeah,
But their
savage.
videos lately have been stuff like living in a cold house.
Yeah. Are you worried they're running out of stuff? Lads,
Drinking, what was the other one? Drinking wake tea.
lads, if you're worried that you're running out of stuff, we ran out about 2
we're
weeks
there.
in. Yeah.
Sorry, that was reminding me
Come
of
and
that.
join the party.
Anyway, the reason I'm asking you what makes a nightclub is because on the Wednesday night, we were abroad in a place called Farringdon and we went to a thing called a piano bar.
Wide open?
What?
Wide open?
Wide open what?
Was England wide open, like? As in,
Oh, it was, yeah.
Okay.
It was very non-COVID, like.
Lovely.
So Farringdon, anyway, went to this thing called a piano bar. Laura was very much expected. You can imagine a piano bar, something nice and easy going and nice little ambiance.
Yeah, some
She landed
fella-
in and LED lights everywhere.
Oh, Jesus.
It was like you said, nightclub feels.
Yeah. Sticky floors.
Sticky floors.
Dirty hoovers.
Tours, drinks that you don't want,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. But it was mighty cracked. It was a bit full live band, two piano players
In the band.
in the band, two
So-
piano players. They done a song each,
Tickling the ivories off each other.
and they took requests.
Right.
So you can ask for any song that you want. They did WAP by Cardi B
On two pianos.
on two pianos with the rest of the band.
Right.
It was brilliant.
Is that what the story was going to be? You were going to finish it with that?
That's
the two
the height
piano
there now,
players.
yeah.
Jesus, Ray. It's a fucking Jesus.
Hold on now. I'm moving on. I have more.
Right, go on.
Earlier that day,
Yeah.
we went to Westminster Abbey.
Oh.
Are you familiar with what Westminster? I can't pronounce
Yeah, that's
it.
where Michael D. Higgins lives.
Why would he live in Westminster
No,
Abbey?
that's where Joe Biden lives.
No, Westminster Abbey is just the big abbey beside the Houses of Parliament.
Yeah, is that not where the Queen lives?
No.
And Big Ben is up above her.
Big Ben is nearby.
On Westminster. Westminster Abbey is where they go to.
It's mass.
Well, is it?
Well, sometimes.
But is it where the government do sit down and roar at each other?
No.
Order!
That's the Houses of Parliament.
Order!
That's the Commons.
Is that what it's called? That's not
Yeah.
in Westminster Abbey.
Westminster Abbey is effectively a glorified graveyard.
Okay.
And I went in, I was delighted to see it. I said, Laura, you're going to love this now.
Right.
So we tipped around. She was very, very quiet all the way around. Now, not out of respect for the place.
Yeah, I was going to say.
She was very quiet for other reasons. There was me tipping around, enjoying all these graves of kings, dead British kings.
Right.
While her blood was boiling, going, why are we in here looking at these people?
Yeah.
After 800 years.
I was just thinking the same fucking thing, man.
We come out and I said, did you enjoy that? I said, not really.
Yeah,
Shit.
why would you?
There was a fucking whole corner dedicated to Oliver Cromwell.
There we go. This the great Oliver Cromwell.
Yeah.
Right?
All the Elizabeths were in there. There was a couple of Edward Confessors, Richard 1, 2 and 3.
And come here, did you go up to Queen Elizabeth then and kiss her little shoes? Oh my God. Oh, where do you want it? Oh, closer to your ring. Okay. Like
I didn't. I was enjoying it.
You are, right? What do you call it? You're a British sympathist or sympathizer.
What?
We've talked about this already on this show, though.
I just enjoyed the history side of it.
I'll tell you what, man. How do you like your soup? Orange? Seriously, man.
We had a couple of other stops on the holiday.
Right.
I'm just going to briefly touch on them.
Go on.
We anywhere we went for breakfast, there was always a queue.
Right. Why is that?
Because I kept picking places that had queues. I'd look up breakfast near me and all the trendy spots would come up.
Oh.
And I wanted loads of smashed avocado on,
Why?
On toasted sourdough.
Would you
with
not
streaky
get
British bacon.
Would you not get a fry?
I had a fry one of the mornings.
What would you have called a fry over there?
A fry over an English breakfast.
You fucking dirty ignorance.
That's what it was.
It's an Irish breakfast, Ray.
It wasn't
in
Irish.
England.
There wasn't a drop of white pudding on it.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have been eating it then.
And I took to the beans like no man on earth.
Did it taste like Irish beans?
No, they were really
Bachelor's
nice.
baked beans.
They wouldn't like them at all.
Made here in Sligo for many a year.
Yeah.
Right? In a factory out in Finishkillen, Ray. And you're over there with, what, Heinz, is it?
Heinz, yeah.
You fucking... You're disgusting, man. You're a disgrace.
I went to musicals.
Oh, now, this is where the crack is. What musical did you go
We
and see?
went to a musical called Dear Evan Hansen.
Right, and how was he?
He was marvellous.
Right.
I really enjoyed it.
Right, okay.
And I went to another musical called Hamilton.
Oh, Hamilton is the one.
That's the big
We'll
one.
be back.
Don't
So
you
we
see,
will.
so I am.
Come out and fight me, you dirty shite.
That sounds like something else.
What? Oh,
no.
cheer up, DVD.
No, it's not Hamilton.
Oh, what can it? That's the first line of it, though.
No.
You'll be back. That's the same line.
Yeah, I've become an expert on the musicals now.
Have you?
I rocked out of them going, I wasn't gone in that role there now.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I just didn't think it fit him. That's all.
Yeah, I didn't believe her. Stuff like that.
I didn't believe her.
I didn't believe her.
No, I didn't believe it.
her.
Really,
And she just
like.
wasn't, there was no believability.
But like, aren't musicals a bit mad too? Like, in a way, like I actually love musicals, whatever. But aren't they a bit daft that people talk for a while
Yeah.
and then they just sing, and they do that 12, 13 times in 2 hours?
Well, in Hamilton, it's all singing. There's no talking.
They don't talk the whole way through.
Not one word is it. It's everything's in song.
It's one musical piece. Sheen.
Yeah. Well,
Jesus
it's loads
Christ.
of songs.
It's like
tied together.
November Rain by Guns N' Roses, but it must be awful long.
But there was lovely balance in the holiday. Because for the musicals, which she herself was into,
yeah.
she brought me to a Star Trek convention.
Oh my God, I've seen that, Ray. I can't believe that, man. The big nerds heading you.
All credit
Would
to
you
her.
be freaking out now at them? Did you play with your little swords
I
with everyone else that was
absolutely,
there?
I freaked out more than any man has freaked out.
Some
anything in
fella
my
pushing
life.
up his glasses and he's got a big old belly. He's like, Ray, you want to play a little sword fight with me? Oh, that's so good.
We landed
Oh,
in.
you killed me. Oh, I'm dead.
Stop it
oh,
now.
would you
Stop
like to
it.
come to the reenaction
Stop
of the
it.
Enterprise on the 14th of July?
Stop
Come down.
it. I was like a child in a sweet shop. And
Right.
Laura didn't understand anything I was saying. I was like, oh my God, there's the Voyager crew. Oh my God, there's the Discovery crew. Oh my God, there's Neelix.
Was Luke Hanswalker there?
No, that's it. That's a different. But Laura was flat out cradling herself, laughing at it. She couldn't get over the fact that everybody had dressed up.
Yeah, did you dress up?
I didn't dress up.
Did
I
you not
hadn't
dress
an
up
outfit
as
Gene.
a Spock? No?
I didn't have an outfit, Gene.
You should have dressed up as the Irish boy, Brendan Gleeson, or
Colomini.
Colomini.
Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't do that. No, I had no outfit, and in fairness, I would have bought one if it wasn't for the most money-grabbing thing I was ever at in my life.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Oh
but
my
these
God.
flutes, like, do you want this figurine that was never opened?
Yeah.
Like, how much is it? €8,000.
There was about 20 of like all the Star Trek cast there, right?
The real ones?
From different series of Star Trek.
Are they rock and roll? Did you sign tits?
And I've not
Was Laura like a just fucking
Go on,
go
for it. Yeah.
go for the left?
Go for the left one.
Put the first initial at the left.
No, these lads were, and it was sad in ways because there was some cast members that were getting big queues of people, and £15 for every autograph. That's the kind of money they were making.
15 quid an autograph.
15 quid an autograph.
You reckon we'll ever go to like a Comic-Con convention or anything like
Never.
that? Like, okay, lovely.
But there was £15 an hour. But then I felt sorry. There was some of the cast members from lesser known shows or older shows, and there was no one going to them at all. They
Yeah.
were just kind of sitting there. I said that must.
Did
be
you
off
not
the
go up and
borderline.
ask, give them pounds?
No, because I had lost a significant sum of money early in the event. There was
Lost or spent?
well spent. There was an
Fucking hell.
opportunity to get a picture with the crew of one of the Voyager starship.
Man, I wouldn't pay for it for
And
the
this is
Galway
what-
team in 98, like.
That's what distracted me because I was going, you mean to tell me that I'm here now and I get to stand beside the crew of Voyager, the spacecraft? Right? Now, I know they're not the crew, and they're all like 30 years older, and they don't look like them at all now.
Is this what it feels like when I talk about rugby or something? Is it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Fucking hell.
So I went flat out online trying to book tickets, right? While standing in the queue for this, because I was afraid I was going to miss it. So I booked the tickets, and I went up to the man, and I said to the man, I have the tickets. He said, they're not tickets for this.
They're for Voyager X. You're looking for Voyager L.
In order to get a picture with the Voyager cast, they were £155 per person. To literally go in for like less than a minute.
76 fivers.
To stand beside them and get the picture, and if you work on that
41 fivers.
I didn't doubt you at all.
112 fivers.
So I was awful disappointed. I said, what did I buy tickets for then? So I got tickets for, I spent £30 on tickets for me and Laura to get a picture on the newly constructed deck of the Voyager. So they had two like captain's chairs and a cardboard background, and you go in and you take photos.
How much was that?
It was £15 each.
Oh, my sweet suffering divine Joseph. 15 quid to take a picture
on a cardboard backdrop. Yeah.
And you...
And of course, we got two pictures.
When you say the new crew of the Voyager, you know it's not real now.
I know it's not real, but it would have been lovely to meet them. But no, that would have been a real point. Now I would have had lots to talk about.
So are they on Star Trek right now?
No, this was back in 2000. This show was out.
Is Star Trek still out?
Oh yeah.
So what's the new Star Trek out
Discovery.
now? What?
Discovery.
No, but what's the new? Because they always call it something else. Like they've like
what it is.
Star Trek: The Cold War.
No, they were thinking about the films. I'm talking about the series.
I know. I'm talking about the series as well. Star Trek. I thought they had all these different like. Yeah, well, I didn't like Star Trek X because I thought that the color scheme didn't work.
Star Trek Enterprise, Star Trek: The Next Generation, Star Trek Voyager, Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Deep Space Nine,
and Star Trek and the Head in Your Man. That was a huge one, man.
Anyway, we got our picture, and I looked. It was
Star Trek, and I lost me wallet.
It was pure daft. I won't lie.
That is mad. And how many days was the convention on? How many people were at it?
Oh, I'd say a good couple of thousand.
Go away.
Yeah.
And were they all walking around dressed like?
A lot of them were dressed up. Yeah.
In
badly
the clothes.
now.
And
badly. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do you know
what is it about that? Like, even though I'm saying that, but like. 50,000 people go to Anfield dressed in Liverpool jerseys. Yeah. It's not that different.
No, it's not at all.
It's just you're way sadder. That's all. That's the only difference.
I felt Laura was a bit out of her depth as well. She was kind of tipping around, and people were
They must be looking at her going, what is a woman doing in this place?
Yeah.
They must have been freaking out, like.
Very funny.
They would know, like a real woman, I mean. Like, imagine two of them. Timmy, a woman outside, like. What do you mean? Like,
in fairness, she was getting people asking her for pictures as well, like, which was mighty.
Yeah. Sorry, can I just get a picture with your woman, please?
Yeah. There's £15. Thank you very much. Where's the line, like? Where's the OnlyFans line?
You could have, man. They must have OnlyFans conventions and stuff like that as well. Like.
We're all the stars of OnlyFans.
If you had an OnlyFans convention, like, it'd be like, it's 15 for a photo.
Yeah.
Or you can give you 150 quid.
I have a few more bits now before we wrap it up, you know.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm going on.
Go on, will you?
Right.
I finish off my drink.
There was an article.
Right.
And it was about, I think iRadio put it out, about a wedding photographer.
Is iRadio still a thing?
Yeah, still going.
Fucking hell.
But there are three things that a wedding photographer says that are indicators that a marriage won't last.
This is what a wedding photographer said about...
Because she does weddings, a lot of weddings, and she says these are the reasons that weddings don't last.
So she thinks now all of a sudden she's a relationship. I guarantee you one thing about that wedding photographer. Yeah. She is not married.
No.
Nor has she a fella.
Right.
Nor will she ever.
Let's not attack her.
I'm just going for straight away.
Let's test you here.
She's attacking me.
No, she's not.
I'm a married gent. Well, let's see if she's attacking me then. Come on, so what's her name?
I won't tell you.
I'm calling her Josephine.
Josephine, anyway, says, first of all, when the newly married husband or wife take more than 3 photos with family members without the other spouse.
I walked away every time.
Every time what?
Every time. Nicola had to literally nearly shake me and say, you're in all of the photos. All of them. I kept trying to walk away after every photo. Not even knowing it myself.
When the bridesmaids or the groomsmen avoid talking about the spouse when they're getting ready or doing toasts. That didn't happen.
Jeez, I don't think so.
No.
So when they don't talk about the other one.
Yeah.
So there is that weird thing. Because I've heard about it. I was talking to a friend of mine who is, she has a friend getting married to a fella she doesn't want her to marry.
Okay.
And all of the bridesmaids are going, Jesus, this isn't going to last. I really hope they split up.
They're against it straight away.
Completely against it.
Yeah, you see, that's an indicator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last one.
indicator.
I know this was good. When one of the spouses will spend more time with friends at the reception rather than with their new husband or wife.
Fuck. Shit.
Yeah. Who might have been guilty of that at the wedding?
All of us. But that's all mine and Nicola's life. Do you know what I say to Josephine, right? First of all, Josephine, shove it up your keister, okay?
Right.
Right? And then try and look at it.
Yeah.
The key to a good marriage is not seeing each other.
No.
The key to a good relationship is staying away from each other.
Yeah.
Because how can you be fighting if you can't be seeing each other?
True.
I don't look at Nicola at all. I don't talk to her. I don't address her as a person.
Okay.
I click like a lot.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That is the key to a good marriage, Ray.
Very good.
Don't be looking at each other and looking for arguments.
I just have to remind you of something now.
Go on.
Bags.
Oh, come here.
Right.
Come here. We are in the middle of a pandemic.
Yes.
Right? I think we're in the middle of an epidemic in Ireland, Ray.
Okay.
Because it has crossed over into popular culture the same way that me and you would talk about drink. All I see is TikToks and Instagrams about like when you finally get your bag or
Bag of what?
Cocaine. Cocaine in Ireland now is as popular with young fellas
Yeah.
and young ones. Way more popular than drink, actually, I think.
Right.
I think if a young fella had 50 quid and he was going out, he would quicker spend it on the coke than on the drink. And the worrying thing is, right, they're just talking about it openly on their Instagrams and their TikToks.
I have what? Is it me or have I not seen any of this?
I reckon under the age of 20, let's say 23, I think a good 90% of the country are probably doing cocaine.
But isn't it mad that they're doing it and they're getting it from, illegal sources, which is grand. And, well, it's not grand, but...
It's the opposite of the grand way of doing things, Ray.
Yeah, but I mean, it's amazing the government hadn't cottoned on to it. Let's regulate it. Let's do a Portugal on it.
Okay, so it's amazing that the government haven't copped onto it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Do I have to unedit this whole section because I
Maybe
can't
they don't
talk
want to
about
cop onto it, Ray.
Why? They're happy enough? What?
Maybe they're happy enough a good few weekends of the year themselves.
Right, now stop right there.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I haven't picked out anyone in particular
Let's
like
just
that.
leave it at that now.
I'm just saying maybe they do.
You're saying
Seriously,
it's very prevalent.
I cannot believe. I never, that's one thing I never got into.
Yeah.
My drug is a pint of Schmittix or a pint of Guinness, right?
Similar.
And maybe it's worse for you than cocaine. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Probably.
But I can't believe, man.
amount of it. And where
I'd
are you
say if
getting this
Pablo
from?
Escobar was around today, man,
You'd be doing well in Ireland.
he would absolutely love it. He'd be delighted. Where am I getting it from? Just boys dealing it in town.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
And where are you seeing them?
They're down the top. I'm seeing that on the TikToks and on the Instagrams and on the face. I see TikToks, Ray, of people saying, they do those like memes or whatever, like when you finally get your bag after fucking
I haven't
2
seen
pints.
any of these TikToks.
That's what is happening, man.
What kind of a fucking algorithm have you punched in?
A lot of coke, man. There's a cocaine epidemic in this country.
And is it a bad thing?
Yeah, because I want to go now and protest outside the Oris on Uachtaráin, or where do they hold their meetings, these government gentlemen?
It'll be outside Leinster House.
The Dáil.
Yeah, outside the door.
Right, the Dáil bar in
And what would you
Galway.
be protesting
No,
about?
I want to go outside the Dáil.
Yes.
But you got to be obscure about this thing to get your point across.
You got to be obscure about this thing.
Yeah.
To get your point
Because you
across.
can't just go and say, we do too much cocaine in this country, everybody.
Because that's
So you got to
telling
make a
everybody.
point. I'm going to hold up a sign that's just going to say, bring back the Schmittix. And I'm going to stand there for 2 weeks.
But the Schmittix isn't gone. It's still there. It's just young ones are choosing not to drink it.
I know. So bring it back.
So you need to talk to Schmittix about their advertising campaigns. They need to spend more money on TikTok than the cocaine producers.
I think Schmittix don't want anyone drinking their drink at all.
Oh, because
Do you ever hear anything about it?
oh, you never hear any. I actually haven't seen a Schmittix ad ever.
There's no Schmittix ads ever.
How
There
many
isn't.
Schmittix drinkers do you think is in the country?
None. My owl one used to drink a beer shandy.
Yeah.
She'd have a Schmittix and a wee drop of 7-Up. That's the only person I ever knew. And there was another man, Tom Moore in Lord Resham, who used to drink Schmittix with a Guinness head. It's called a pint of special.
Pint special.
No, and that's the only people I ever knew
But
to
that's
drink
the
it.
thing. A pint of special, maybe you made more getting that back.
Bring back the special.
Yeah,
I'm going to hold up a sign that says bring back the special.
just bring back special.
Yeah. Bring back special
And you're-
times.
so you're
Bring back special times.
So you're sitting.
Bring back special times.
You're
What?
standing outside
Yeah.
of the Dáil,
Yeah.
which is funny when you say it. the
Waiting
Dáil.
for a cameraman to land
Waiting
by.
for and just on your own with a big thing.
Yeah.
Bring back the special times.
Yeah. And I want Claire Byrne from the RTE News or whatever she does be doing to eventually pick up on who's your man.
And what's he
Who's your
fighting for?
What was it that the that band The Script used to sing? The man who can't be moved.
Man,
Until you see him on the news and he comes running round the corner with a stupid bastard sign. I want to be that guy. And then when they say, why are you holding up a sign that says bring back the special? I'd say because young fellas and young ones are coked out of their eyeballs.
You could be pioneering a new movement here. You could be the head of something big.
I won't wash.
Right.
Until there isn't a drop of snow left in this country.
You're really against it. Have you ever tried it?
No, I wouldn't try it, man.
Good man.
It must be class. Will we try it?
We could try it of an evening and see.
We should do a cocaine episode. Shouldn't we, though?
You're the very man looking to try and bring back the pint of special, and now you're talking about doing a cocaine episode.
But it must be class. They wouldn't be doing it otherwise. We should get coked off our skulls, Rihanna.
I've heard that you talk a lot on it.
Right, okay, well, so that's not going to change here then.
That's
the last thing we'd eat.
If we wanted to do more episodes, if we wanted to knock 2 or 3 out a week, maybe cocaine is the way to go.
Maybe we should get a chronic coke habit. But that's what happens, see. The world is so fast paced now and they can't be keeping up with themselves that they have to get coked out of it.
Yeah.
Honest to God.
Yeah.
We'll have to balance it up then, though, because we can't be coked all the time. We get coked to do this show.
But then how do you come down?
I would have to do heroin or something. We would, we'd have to balance it out with a heroin.
I'd like to direct you towards some of the rock bands we would have known from the 70s.
I'll inject it in between your toes.
Who have gone down this avenue.
Yeah.
And reaped the benefits and
look at them now. Steven Tyler.
They're not around.
No, Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. Do you know that band?
I do, yeah.
Right? Steven Tyler walked this way job.
Yeah.
He did more drugs than anyone in the history of the world ever.
Yeah.
He's 70-something now. He looks the same way he did when he was 40.
But by the law of averages, some lads survived it, but a lot of them didn't.
I'd like my odds.
Oh, you think out of the two of us, you'll make it?
No. I actually don't think at all that I would make it if I had a chronic cocaine habit.
I think it's something we might need to talk about off air.
Let's get some.
Well, we just talk about whether we could chance it.
Anybody out there
no.
that wants to send us coke.
They want to sponsor the cocaine show.
You can sponsor the coke. And let's see how it goes.
I like your direction better where we're protesting against it.
Okay, well, let's go up to the Dole.
But let's not fall out with the ball boys around town. We don't want to be doing that either.
No, fuck them, Ray.
Okay.
Shower bastards.
All right.
Shower bastards.
This is Kendy and Raybo rushing hard. Rushing hard. Shining off. Wait, I have shout outs to do before we go.
Go on.
We have to shout out to a couple of little bits, if that's all right.
Go on.
Owen Rowe.
Right.
Great name.
Lovely name, actually. That is.
Sounds like, Irish kingship or something.
Right.
He, in 2 months...
Little would you know about Irish kingship, you fucking...
Right.
British monarchy bastard.
He listened to 136 episodes in 2 months.
Fuck me.
And he yeah, I know. He texted us on the 12th of the 11th, 2021, which he said is World Sound Engineer Day. 1
Is there
2
such
1
thing?
1 2 1.
Shut up. That's the worst joke ever.
But he said fair play to us and he was delighted with the crack.
Brilliant.
And now he's annoyed now is the way of the week.
On row.
Yeah, fair play to
you,
him.
bud.
And John Connor texted and he said fair play to us as well. He's enjoying it. He said he found us in the TikToks and he's binging the episode.
We said it 100 times, Ray. People are finding us on the TikToks.
The last items there now. I got a phone call and work there a couple of days back.
Right.
And I just wanted to ask, is one of the last items now on the podcast today. Did you ever find yourself either talking to someone or on the phone to someone and they do something really odd?
I don't know what you're getting at.
I had a fella on the phone to me.
Tell me and I'll tell you if I'd had something similar happen.
I had a fella on the phone to me and he asked me a question. I answered the question.
Right.
And when I answered the question, he went, yes, yeah.
That's Irish, though.
Yeah. About 12 or 14 times.
Yeah, tries. Yeah.
And then he did it again.
Yeah, it's nothing worse.
It was weird.
The worse than that again is when people keep telling you to hang on.
Oh, bear with me.
Were you ever on the phone there?
Hang on there now.
Just hang on there now.
Bear with me now.
Hang on now.
Hang on, bear with me.
Like, I'll tell you if I'm changed about hanging on. I'll let you know. Excuse me, I can't hang on much. Hang on now. Just hang on.
Hang on. Bear with me a second.
Just bear with me now.
Bear with me now.
Back with you now. Hang on.
For 1 second now.
Right.
1 second.
And then they start talking to themselves. Right. Okay. Okay. Just hang on there now. All right. So, that fucking Jesus Christ almighty.
Can I ask you, before we go?
Yeah.
Can you hazard a guess as to how many do you know what it means you said in this episode?
Oh, let me guess. Oh, that's good. 36.
Right.
You reckon it's more than that?
I reckon it might be.
I got to say 36.
You're going to say 36.
So you're
Brendan,
saying,
what do you think?
can't
22,
hear you.
yeah? 22, he says. Right, Brendan says 22. I'm going to err on side in the middle. I'm going to go 30.
Oh, boss.
So this week's competition is who got it right. Nicola has 15. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see who's right this week.
Do you know what I mean? 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 You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
15. Do you know what it means? All right. So that was 137.
Thanks to the Blind Tiger.
And Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre, sponsored by, well, they're not sponsored by, they're owned by Barry Entertainment.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And also to Brendan's Tierney, who was also owned by Barry's Entertainment.
They own him as well, yeah.
They own it, and they use him for awful stuff.
Awful things, tying him to walls.
He does a lot of cleaning, Ray.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of scraping.
He does a lot
And he does a lot of shifting.
Yeah.
And pucking.
And moving.
He's an absolute grafter. That was 137, Ray. Fair play to me.
Fair play to me.
Good luck.
Good luck.
The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Bar and Grill and the Blind Tiger Bar.